trying to make it.
Ah! There we go. That's much better. That's what you guys came here to see. Welcome back to Friday Night Magic of Four Horsemen Comics Gaming. I'm Ryan.
I'm Kurt. I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun here. I saw a few cards in
Hank's deck.
I'm
gonna guess Jeskai.
He might be on. He might also be on a Tron variant. I'm not sure.
With hollow. Oh, I've seen blue-white Tron decks before. Yeah. Not in a long time though.
I think I saw a Tron land, but I could have been mistaken.
There's Yava Maya's hollow.
No, okay.
No,
definitely not.
Gavney Township. Not.
I'm not sure what it is. I saw then.
Oh, I bet it's Bant Eldrazi.
Maybe I saw Eldrazi Temple and was thinking that he was on Eldrazi Tron.
I'm thinking it's Bant Eldrazi. Alright, so it looks like Hank is going to fetch at the end of Mark's turn. And because he's not playing Bant Death Shadow, he's probably going to put this shock land into play tapped, I'd imagine. Yes, he is playing Bant Eldrazi. I'm looking at his deck now.
Okay, yep.
Eldrazi. Bant's probably my favorite combination of colors.
Bant?
Yes. Bant, Bug, Obzon, those are my jams.
I like Abzan a lot, as you know. I like Esper.
Esper's fine.
I'm a big Esper guy. When
not enough green, but...
when Shards came out, Esper was my thing, man.
So here's turn 3 Thought-Knot Seer. Mark's going to reveal Kozilek's Return Pyroclasm.
Wow, that's quite the hand.
Wormcoil Engine Karn. Like, I imagine you... So the Kozilek Returns and the Pyroclasms are not good against Eldrazi. It's just going to kill, like, the Scion tokens and the Noble Hierarch. So you definitely want to take one of the business spells, and he takes the Karn.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Esper Artifacts was my jam in Alara.
Sharum, the Hegemon.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do the
Master of Ethereum?
Did you do the combo where the guy that cycles... I forget what's...
You're talking about the one that you can put an artifact from your hand on the bit. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think when he cycles for a blue or a white, and then when he's in play, he gets +1/+1 for each artifact.
Oh, Glass Dust Hull.
Yeah, that guy.
I did use Glass Dust Hull. I did not use Shroom the Hegemon. I didn't have that, but I was a big fan. I ran... It was a janky variant. I mean, it wasn't competitive in any means, but it was I used Thopter Foundry and Glass Dust Hulks and...
Those are cards. I like it. So there's... Ghost Quarter is going to take care of the Eldrazi Temple.
Yep.
Mr. Hank is going to search up basic land. Looks like he doesn't run a lot of basics. Probably just one forest or so.
Yeah.
Because he is a Noble Hierarch deck.
I found one.
Yeah, I just saw he just passed a forest. It's the Zendikar one that everybody likes with the giant tree.
I'm not sure which one that is.
It's the one that most people play.
There's a few with the giant tree.
It was right at the front of his deck. He probably missed. It's the one that's like you have like you'll see it.
Is the one with the roots coming down?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, see, I don't like that one that much.
You're just being a hipster. That one's beautiful.
I mean, no, it's nice looking, but I don't like it as much as some of the other ones.
Okay, that's my favorite, but it is. A lot of them are nice.
I also don't like the Cereal Bowl Island, and I know a lot of people.
You're a hipster. You're such go drink your black coffee.
Nah, man. To me, like islands should be like a certain thing, like an island, not a cereal.
I mean, it's an island just upside down.
I like the one
in for 4.
I like the island that has the beach with the big slopey mountains coming up off of it.
Yeah, I know the one it's like at the base of a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really nice.
I like that one.
Alright, so we're one off of Tron. He needs the mine. Does he have... I see 2 other Tron pieces in his hand.
He has another power plant.
He might have had another tower.
There's a
swing for 5. This is a fast clock. Mark's down to 11. He needs something to interact with this Thought-Knot Seer. ASAP.
He's got a star.
Yesterday.
I don't think he has a mine. I think he has another tower and another power plant in hand.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Yeah,
he does. He does. Although he does have a third Tron piece at the far left of his hand. I'm assuming it's not a mine. Okay, so there's Crack the Star. He found a chromatic sphere.
Gonna just try to get
Yeah.
a Tron piece here.
So this is one of the turns where you see Tron find a lot of cards. He did find a map, which he gets to cast.
Yeah, but he can't crack it till his next turn.
Yeah, but he'll be able to crack it and then still have Tron
Yep.
that turn, though, which is good. Although he's going to take another 5 and fall down to 6 here, at least if there's not a Reality Smasher. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh, here we go. 5 mana. Oh, no, he's just activating Township.
Wow.
Still, like, that's an attack for...
That's 6 now
yes,
coming in.
Going down to 5. Marc is losing his life total in very large chunks here.
Yeah, but, one big something or other can turn that around.
You're right. Tron has some mighty large plays. An Oblivion Stone would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Gonna go for it.
He's gonna crack the map. Gonna get a mine. He'll get to play that, and then he'll immediately have access to 7 colorless.
Urza's Saga. What a busted set of Magic cards. I don't even think did the Urza lands even originally come out?
No,
I think they were before that.
They didn't. No, they were from Antiquities originally.
Oh my god,
Antiquities had some pretty busted cards.
Yeah. Magic kind of has the opposite trend of a lot of card games that have come after it. I did a whole presentation for my school. Hope scoops it up here.
So yeah, Marc played Wormcoil Engine. End of Marc's turn, Hank cast Path to Exile, and Marc says we're done. So Hank Carver getting it getting the game. He is up a game with Bant Eldrazi over Marc Raschella, who is on Green Red Tron. I want to take a minute to talk about the players. Marc's on camera a lot. We see him a lot here. He's here basically every Friday. Hank is local here to Morgantown. He's a WVU student, but he's very busy with school, and we don't get to see him quite as often. But I know him from back home. We're both from Buchanan.
Oh,
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He tries to make it out for a lot of the bigger events.
And the semester just ended. Today was the last day. Finals are next week.
Right.
But
and then graduation's the weekend after.
Yep.
Yeah. We do have several players who are graduating. I believe Daniel Diamato and Kazu Negri are graduating this semester.
I know D'Amato is for sure.
I thought Kazu was. I could be wrong. Hey, and you know what I haven't done? I haven't brought the chats up. So if you are watching, once again, I'm Ryan, and this is
Kurt.
And if you'd like to ask any questions or interact anyway, just type a message in the good old Facebook or Twitch chats, and we'll try to respond as quickly as possible. Once again, we are broadcasting from Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming. We're in Morgantown, West Virginia. We have modern FNMs every Friday at 6:30. At 6, we have either standard or draft FNMs. We also have 2 other great locations in Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, and in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Just waiting for our 2 feature match players to shuffle up. Hank is one of our 3 undefeated players this evening, alongside Paul Mills, who's on Grischelbrand, who we saw in round 2, and Sean Carroll, who I guess is playing Eldrazi Tron.
Yep, yes, because I can't get his Welcome Ballistas until tomorrow. So yeah.
So at the top 2 tables, table 1 and table 2, 3 players there are playing big mana decks like Tron or Eldrazi.
Yeah.
And then the other player is playing like a fast mana deck, the Grischelbrand deck that plays like Simian Spirit Guides and Rituals, and there's a lot of talk about changing the format to exclude these kinds of decks. Banning fast mana such as not Chrome Mox, Mox Opal and Simian Spirit Guide, and then also just banning the Tron lands altogether. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm not a huge fan of that. We should reset the live totals.
We should. You're right.
Would I love it if Tron weren't a deck that existed? Yes. Would I love it if things like Grischelbrand couldn't happen and you can just die in turn 2 before you can even do anything? Yes.
But do we want to keep banning cards?
Do I think that it's healthy for the format to keep banning all these cards until people can only play one or two different kinds of decks. No.
Yeah. Well,
I don't.
I mean, I just think that banning should be left as a last resort when there's a true problem.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some cards get unbanned. That could be cool.
Yeah, you're on the Jace camp, aren't you?
No, I wouldn't hate to see Jace unbanned. I just don't think it'll happen.
They won't do it because they're gonna unban Jace, and people are gonna spend, the price of Jace is gonna go back up to like $200.
If they do it without a reprint, he'll be a $300 card overnight.
Right.
If they do it, it has to come with a reprint,
and then he'll get banned again, anyways. And then everybody's gonna be really mad.
I really don't think they're gonna unban Jace.
I don't think they are either.
You know what I think would be cool is, how Wizards does their series on their YouTube and Twitch channels, the Vintage Super League. What would be really cool is if they got a collection of pro players and did a hypothetical modern league where, let's say, okay, we're going to do a league tournament where Jace is unbanned, or we're going to do a league tournament where Stoneforge Mystic is unbanned. I think that would be awesome. And then you actually get like a really entertaining show to watch, and you get a testing ground where you can see just how broken these cards are in the hands of some of the best players in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I think Modern is in a pretty healthy spot right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I know, like, obviously with the banned announcement from this past week, there's a lot of talk about Standard and Legacy. That's what people have been talking about. But I have heard a few people grumbling about Death Shadow not getting banned, but it just doesn't seem necessary to me.
Can you say Death Shadow is objectively probably the best deck going right now?
Me?
Yes.
Probably.
Can you say that it is a deck worthy banning? No, I beat Death Shadow with my Seance
Your
deck.
Seance deck, man.
So
this guy beats it with his Seance deck. Where's his 40 grand?
It can be beat. Blue-white control is on the rise because it stomps all over Death Shadow.
Yeah. Condemn, man.
Yeah, and I love blue-white control. That's probably going to be the next thing I go for. I just think that deck is sweet.
Deck is cool.
Modern is in a place right now where things move, but decks crop up. I know the banning of Gitaxian Probe led to the birth of the Death Shadow variant we have now, but that has led to decks springing up that can counter that.
Right.
Absan, good stuff, is kind of back up a little bit because it deals with Death Shadow pretty well. Blue-white control.
This is one of the few points in the metagame where you're seeing mid-range players favor Obzon over Jund.
Yeah.
All right, so Star into Noble... Star for Marc, Noble Hierarch for Hank, and then Star into Stir the Pot for Marc. So we're seeing a little more action on Marc's side of the table.
Yeah.
Although he is not getting a turn 3 Tron again.
I think... Okay, here's what I think. I think that... what is it? Eldrazi Temple?
Uh-huh.
That gives you 2 mana for
Eldrazi.
I think that could use a ban.
Well, I mean...
I don't think Tron pieces need a ban, but I think getting turn 2 Thought Knot Seared is stupid.
It is. But I don't think anybody's thinking about banning that because they semi-recently banned Eye of Ugin.
Right.
Alright, so here's another Noble Hierarch. Swing for 2. Takes Marc down to 18. He could have cast Eldrazi Displacer on that turn, but I kind of like setting up your mana. That's fine. Is that... I think it's Ghost Quarter.
Yeah.
So, Marc's... Ugh. So he's looking maybe a turn 5. He really had nothing to cast on that turn. I saw Emrakul.
I can't really get a good look at his hand.
Speaking of Eldrazi Temple...
Yep.
Is that Drowner of Hope?
I can't tell what that is. That's some interesting art.
I think it's Drowner of Hope. I'm going to pull that up. Oh,
yeah, I think he's reaching for some Scions there, yeah.
That would indicate a Drowner of Hope. That is not Drowner of Hope. We're just going to...
No, but it could be some special art for it or something.
Oh, no, it is here. Yeah, I see it here. So, Drowner of Hope, if you are not familiar with it, is a 5 generic and 1 blue for a devoid 5/5 Eldrazi creature When it enters the battlefield, put 2 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creatures into play, and they have their typical sack and make a generic mana. But
and
it
Marc
also
went
has
ahead and just beast within it. So
yeah, but it also has the second ability: sack a creature, tap a creature.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Beast. That's going to swing for 5. Not an insignificant clock. Excuse me. Hank's at 19, not 18. I'll have to fix that.
There's another Droner Phobe.
Wow. Oh my. So in for 5 with the Beast token. Marc's down to 13. This isn't looking great. We need an O-Stone stat. Or this FNM broadcast is going to end soon.
Yeah. He's got no lands. He just can't draw any lands.
Yeah, and he needs specific lands too.
Yeah.
A map.
I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
2 turns?
No, he's got lethal on board.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Drowner's at 5/5.
Yeah.
So 8, 10, 12. But he's got 12 power.
No.
8, 10.
Oh no, you're right. He does.
It's 12.
I miscounted how many Scions there
I
were.
mean, but still, like, he's putting him on 1.
Yeah.
And Marc can't have Oblivion Stone mana on his next turn.
No.
So that might be all she wrote. And if we have a Reality Smasher here, Thought Knot's here. But still, that's ugh. All right, so
wow.
he just has all of his payoff spells.
Man.
All of these would have been great if his mana just would have lined up. This is really unfortunate. But, I mean, this is just part of the variance of Magic.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even think it matters what Hank takes here.
No.
If he had 1 Thragtusk, I would have said take the Thragtusk. But, all right, so bye-bye Emrakul. Leaves Marc with Ulamog, Karn, and 2 Thragtusks. And then in for 8.
No.
And for 12.
He's just going to go in for the big 12.
Yeah, and Marc Raschella is down to 1.
I don't think there's anything Marc can draw that gets him out of this.
Not anything I know of that is in his deck. He's just going to extend the
He just
hand.
wanted to see what it was.
Hank's going to take this match 2-0 to finish to a 4-0, which gets him $50 in-store credit. So congratulations to Hank Carver. And a good hustle, Marc. You finished. You had 2 feature matches, and you played well in both of them, so congratulations there. All right, we are just going to kick it back to the booth for a minute and talk about tomorrow's event. Hey there. Hi.
Oh, hey.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm really excited about the team event tomorrow. A little jealous you get to play in it.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be exciting.
Very exciting. And even though I am running it, I'm excited to just watch some matches.
Yeah, this is the first time that Standard, really outside of Limited, is going to be getting played in a long time at the store. I know I'm on Standard for my team. I took the hit.
Mm-hmm. And every person who's playing Standard for your team, good on you.
Yeah,
you're the good guys. You're allowing this thing to happen.
Especially since Monday afternoon after Felidar Guardian was not banned, I went ahead and ordered the deck.
I'm sorry.
So we had to do a bit of scrambling, but I think we got something pretty okay now.
Where did you order your cards from?
Star City Games.
You saw they're doing the reimbursements?
I did not see that. I'll have to look at that. I was keeping my eye on them when I heard that announcement to see.
I know Channel Fireball and Cool Stuff announced that they were reimbursing people who bought Saheeli Rise. I thought that Star City Games was doing the same.
They might have, but I actually got my Saheeli Rise from here.
Talk to Ron. Be like, hey Ron, you see what Star City is doing?
I'm just gonna run Copycat and Modern. There you go.
Just do it.
I got most of the stuff for it.
Yeah.
No, but Standard should be cool. I only know a couple of the people who are also going to be playing Standard on the other teams, so it'll be exciting. And I know pretty much everybody I talked to was going to run Copycat. So we went from gearing up for a bunch of Copycat mirrors to everybody dispersing and scrambling and coming up with their own decks. So I think it'll be pretty diverse now.
It is. Now, obviously, I know a lot of the deck choices, and I can't talk about them.
Yeah.
Except for in that a lot of people were going to play Copycat, and they're not anymore.
I have been talking to a lot of the people I was going to be competing against, and we were all. I mean, if you can run Copycat, you got to run Copycat. Yeah. So we were all in that mindset. We were all like, yeah, you running Copycat, I'm running Copycat. Like, we all knew it. So we're all gearing up.
Sounds miserable.
Yeah, and
like,
now...
Hey, were you like, let's play test the mirror?
And now I know... I mean, I have an idea of a handful of decks that are going to be there. Mm-hmm. But I think the variance, even amongst similar decks, is going to be pretty extreme.
You're right.
So it'll be exciting. I hope that the deck that I came up with my team in the day that we had to put it together is gonna hold up. I hope so.
We'll see. We can put up some SCG Atlanta coverage too, and that way we can see, like, you know, people can look at what they came up with and then see, like, what the Star City Grinders came up with, and, you know, kind of compare and contrast.
I mean, I did some research, checked out some articles on Star City that people were coming up with right after the banning. So
yeah.
I'm a little tuned into the pulse right now, but it's a deck I'm gonna be going in, having never used it, never play tested it, so hopefully it goes all right. But I'm excited still, because if it's something that I end up really liking and that other people who are playing Standard end up liking, that maybe I'll I know I'm borrowing a lot of the cards for the deck, but maybe I'll invest in getting the rest of the cards myself, and maybe we can get a little bit of a presence for Standard back.
I'm hoping that this banning does reinvigorate Standard. Yeah. Because, I mean, and it's not just at our store. Like, stores across the country, Standard is suffering. Because people are tired of a small format where there's only a couple, like, viable decks.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that, you know, Wizards is aggressively trying to promote Standard. And part of the way they're doing that is, you know, like I said earlier, I don't like banning cards. But if it's keeping people from playing the format, they need to try something.
Right. And I think we'll be seeing more of that. Maybe, hopefully not for a little while now. Now that Felidar Guardian is banned, I think there's not really... I don't think Mardu Vehicles has the capacity necessarily to become an oppressive deck. I think we're going to see a lot of...
Heart of Kirin is a very powerful Magic card.
Right, but there's a lot of hate for it,
There is, yeah.
So, I've heard a lot of talk. I've been on a lot of message boards trying to get a grip on the pulse of Standard right now. A lot of people speculate that we think a lot of Tier 2 and Tier 3 decks are going to shift up, obviously, and see a lot of play. But I think it'll be pretty diverse. I'm expecting... Mardu Vehicles is not going to go away. I expect Timber Tower is going to have a bit of a resurgence. Green-black variants are going to be big. Green-black Snake will be big. Green-black Delirium is going to be probably even bigger.
Are you just... I know some people are worried about Gideon just completely taking over the format.
Yeah, so
Old Chad.
There's some speculation. I was just reading an article about some new decks that are coming up, and blue-red and blue-white Drake control decks are looking pretty good.
Is that whenever you discard or cycle a card, you pay one and get a 2/2
Drake?
I like that card.
Yeah, I just got one of those out of my box earlier. Nice. So, I've seen talk about those. I think red-white Exert decks are going to bubble up.
Bring the glory.
Yeah, Glorybringer is super cool.
To the God Pharaoh, Nicol Bolas.
Yes. And honestly, this is me maybe being hopeful because I have an entire Saheeli Rai deck that I can't use anymore. But with cards like Glorybringer, and that's really what pushed the Felidar Guardian ban, because Amonkhet came out early on Magic Online. People thought all the hate was going to stop it, but no, they said, hey, we have Glorybringer now. Why don't we cast Glorybringer on turn 5 and hit you for 8 in the air when we make a copy of it with our Saheeli Rai? And between Gideon and Nissa, Steward of Elements, who I think has the potential to be really cool.
She's awesome.
I think there's room, and this is more wishful thinking than anything, but I think there's room for some sort of Planeswalker variant deck to kind of step in. They printed Never to Return, and
that's like the Ruin
Path
Halo.
to Ruin is still in the format,
right?
But other than that, there's not a lot of Planeswalker hate right now outside of creature damage. So we
need Pithing Needle.
Yeah. So yeah, something like that. So Planeswalkers.
Pithing Needle or Pithing Needle.
I used to call it Pithing Needle. I heard a lot of people call it Pithing Needle.
I think
it's Pithing.
I think it actually is Pithing, but everybody just says
everybody
Pithing.
calls it Pithing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just go with the flow now. But I think there could be some potential down the road for Planeswalker decks to be very strong.
Right.
And if so, I will be excited because I have a lot of Planeswalkers for Standard now. And
Planeswalkers are one of the most fun things about Magic.
Well, you have all the oaths, so the deck I can talk about the deck I was going to use now because
you're not playing it.
Because I'm not playing it because it got banned out. It was like a 4-color Planeswalker deck that just had the Copycat combo in there as kind of like an icing on top of the cake. And I was even going to throw some Glorbringers in there this weekend. But, I had a full suite. I had Saheeli Rise, Chandra Torture Defiance, the new Nissa I had lined up ready to go, a Johnny Unyielding. I was even going to throw in, this is a hilarious note on my part, I was going to throw in the Planeswalker deck Gideon.
Oh,
because his +1 gets around Authority of the Consuls, which is a big counter to the Copycat combo.
So I don't remember his exact text, but I remember reading him and thinking, aren't they supposed to be bad?
Yeah, he's not bad.
Because he doesn't seem great, but he seems okay.
He's 4-1, and the Planeswalker deck, the mana cost can go pretty high. And it had Oath of Nissa, so it wasn't going to be a problem. He comes in with 4 loyalty, I think.
Loyalty.
His +1 untaps all of your creatures and gives them +1/+1.
So it protects him.
So it literally just gets around Authority of the Councils.
Right.
And then his 0 turns him into a 5/5. And his ultimate, I think, gives all of your creatures +2/+2 and taps all of your opponent's creatures.
So it's kind of like a white overrun.
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of.
And I just saw a lot of value in there with the deck as far as playing in Saheeli Rai Mirrors. Yeah, which I was expecting to happen.
Authority of the Council says creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped.
Creatures and artifacts your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped, and you gain a life, I think, whenever a creature enters the battlefield.
So you combo off, they're all tapped, then you +1 get in, they all untap.
Right, and they're gaining 1 life.
Yeah.
So they'll gain a life for all your cats, but you'll untap all your cats, and now they'll have 2 power instead of 1 power.
Right.
So you can just kill them anyways.
Maybe it's almost like it was designed intentionally.
Maybe. I was going to run it. It seemed cheesy, but I think it would have worked. I mean, I had a lot of Planeswalkers. I had Oath of Nissas, and it was basically like an energy value deck with Planeswalkers.
With the Oath of Nissa, you could probably get away just playing 1, and then you're going to see it some amount of the time because you can find it off the Oath of Nissa.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it, too, was that between Saheeli and Nissa Steward of Elements, and I had Oath of Jason there, that, like, scry for X amount of cards every turn.
Yeah.
I could just scry through my whole deck, get any kind of answer that I needed, and then it was like a creature energy value deck, which I don't think is necessarily going to be bad still. The deck was really designed to be able to win without the Copycat combo.
Right.
So I don't think it's necessarily a dead deck without the Copycat combo, but I'm going to hold off on it. You've
got the cards.
Yeah.
Wait, see what happens at the Pro Tour. Let's see what happens at SCG Atlanta. There's time. But we're gonna pack it in. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, I'm Ryan.
I'm Kurt.
We're broadcasting from Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming in Morgantown, West Virginia. Come out tomorrow. Check out our team event. We also have Amonkhet Draft tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and we have our full box Amonkhet sealed on Sunday at 1. So
all right.
It's a pretty cool event. Thanks for watching. Join us next week for more F&M action, or maybe Friday Night Pokemon. I'm not actually sure. Follow social media, and you'll have all the information, though. Thanks for watching, guys.